What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? We are back once again, y'all, with the Tuffy Talk live show, y'all, and we are feeling good. We are sitting here 8-3, y'all. Huge wins, 4 in a row. Go to hell, Carolina week is started today, y'all, and we are ready to rock and roll.
It really started Saturday night after the game, but I digress.
You know what I mean?
It never ends.
Well, hey, 24-hour celebration rule. I always say you got
there you go.
24 hours, celebrate the win. And now we're on to UNC. We're on to UNC.
Hold on, Michael, are you rocking the new home field jacket?
Yeah, I got the jacket.
There we go.
I'm wearing it to the game on Saturday. I'm so excited.
I gotta take it off though. It's too hot. I just wanted to put it on.
There we go.
It brings out your eyes. You look good.
Oh.
Alrighty, y'all. So with that being said, first and foremost, y'all got to start this off, as I know a lot of people in here, or a lot of people that are going to be tuning in, have a lot of interest in us picking our winner for the Jimmy V Foundation giveaway, and we will be doing that later on here in the show. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But got to give a shout out to everybody once again, y'all. As again, we raised $670 towards I think got to almost $700 actually. We had one final donation there at the end, so either way about $700 that I've donated to the Jimmy V Foundation, y'all, towards an amazing cause. Thank you all so much for your generosity, and for those who entered, and we wish everybody best of luck, as again we'd love to see everybody at the game, but we were very excited to host the two winners here on Saturday night, 8 p.m. What is it now? 5 days from today, from right now, we'll be kicking off. From right now, we'll be kicking that ball off. But we have a ton to get to here today, y'all. But Greg, being at VT in Blacksburg on Saturday, man, kind of give me your initial thoughts being there live in person, man. Overall thoughts on the experience. Even Coach Doran said the VT Blacksburg atmosphere was absolutely as advertised. So, I mean, kind of give me your thoughts.
Yeah, we had a great time. We tailgated in the Wolfpack Club lot at the Lions Club, and a lot of red in that lot. Got to meet some new folks and some friends of the channel. We got lots of props. I got probably about 6 or 7 people come up to us and said they enjoy what we do. So shout out to those guys and gals. Yeah, good environment. Enter Sandman. This is the second time I've been to Tech. Second time. And Enter Sandman just wasn't doing it for me. Daytime environment's just not the same as a nighttime one. We came out and got the game going. We got, it was a little bit of a slow start on both sides, but once we got going, we scored on 4 or 5 possessions in a row. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Got cold.
I like it.
I mean, it got really chilly. It was really nice. My wife and I were in the sun to begin with, which is the one time that I was excited to be on the visitor side in the sun. And then about 20 minutes into the game, it dropped about 20 degrees. And I was like, oh, this is what we're doing tonight. So, yeah. Good time, though, especially when you win. It got loud after the game with a lot of Wolfpack chants, which is my favorite part.
Amen. Absolutely. All right. Anyway, y'all, now that we got Macon jumping in here, what up, Macon?
What's up, guys?
What up?
So
you jumped on the perfect time, as I was really thinking to myself. So, Macon, did you call your Virginia Tech friends up on Saturday?
No. Macon was there. Ask him what he thought about the environment. He was there.
Yeah. So, Greg, I'm curious what you thought. Virginia Tech. It's a good environment, man. It's one of the best in the ACC, and I love Virginia Tech in that regard. It's not NC State, but it's fun place to go see a game, and it's as close as you're going to get to NC State in reasonable driving distance, maybe other than Clemson. So, for me, what I actually was, what I was kind of surprised about, Greg, I don't know if you thought about it. I was not taken back by how loud it was. Where it was kind of I know State took him out of the game early, but I was kind of this is not as rowdy or as impressive or as gripping as you would think. Oh my gosh, I remember Clemson last year. I was like, wow, that's different.
Yeah, but that was also a night game too, right? So a little bit,
I know
people get juiced up a little bit more for a night game.
That's fair. That's for sure. But I was kind of okay, this is not as impressive as I thought. I remember maybe the last game I went to 7 years ago was, or 8 years ago, I guess. But it was man, I love the game. I thought State really took it out of them early, and that kind of made helped what I'm talking about there. But
I think
Go ahead, Greg.
I was just saying, I think the best, obviously it got loud for Enter Sandman. That was probably the loudest it got all day. Thankfully, when they started their comeback, 3/4 of the stadium had already left. So, when we had the ball late in the fourth quarter, there wasn't a lot of that noise that you would probably have hoped for earlier in the game. So that, like to your point, we took them out early, and I think that really paid dividends in the fourth quarter when they did try to mount that comeback.
Yeah. I mean, I will say as a plug, if you guys love being outdoors and that kind of stuff, Blacksburg is a great place to go and just vacation for a weekend. I mean, honest with you, or like a long. I mean, it really is nice, particularly in the summertime when there's not a lot of college students there. Go to the New River, go do some hiking around there, just enjoy the water. It's really a beautiful place. And heck, if you want to go do city stuff, you got Roanoke out the road. So
yeah. And the only thing I'll say too is they got really good fans there.
Yes.
I enjoyed. I was trying to find this picture. I meant to post it, but the lady in front of me even had a pin that said "Beat UNC," so we were friends for about 3 seconds before the game kicked off.
I love it.
Yeah, good friends. I mean, good fans.
Yeah. So one thing, which Dennis already in here in the chat bring up a great question, which we didn't really have a chance. I'm sure this would have been a Tuffy's mailbag question if this news had happened earlier, y'all. But obviously, the biggest news happening over the last few hours that Michael Allen has decided to sit out the game against UNC, and what was his words? Red shirt that he was, or I guess not red shirt, but that he's going to transfer. Did he say transfer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, but yeah, did he say transfer? All right, cool. He said transfer. All right.
Is that shade? I feel like that's shade.
No, because
Okay.
it was at the whole.
Yeah, no, I thought you were alluding to the previous red shirt situation. So
no. But
Gotcha.
anyway, y'all. So kind of give me your first
He
thoughts.
can't redshirt, can he? Because he played 5 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking here at the games: Wake, Miami, Clemson,
Did he
Duke,
use the
Marshall.
word red shirt? I thought he said red shirt in his. No, he didn't.
No, he said enter the transfer portal as a true sophomore, which is kind of weird wording. He's a sophomore right now, so I don't know.
I thought the same thing.
Well, that's what threw me off. That's why I thought he was red shirting because of that. Yeah.
Right. I was confused about that as well. He didn't necessarily use the word red shirt, but he said true sophomore. But again, he did play in more than 5 games.
Yeah. And you got Michelle saying, "I wish he would have waited until after this week." So, Ken's, tell me your thoughts here. Do you feel pretty confident heading into UNC with Kendrick Raphael leading the way?
I feel confident heading into Carolina week, no matter who we have on our team.
There we go.
She's always going to give him 13.
I'm never going to give Carolina props. I don't I'm getting real irritated and tired of the whole quitting in the middle of the season. I don't know what it is.
That's 3 players now, right? Houston, Morris, and now Allen.
And then Crowell, he quit too. But he didn't. His reasoning was great. But it's frustrating, and the guys going into this week, I'm sure that's not what they wanted to focus on like they did against Wake. They wanted to have the whole team and just be completely focused on Carolina, and now they're going to have to switch some things up, and I'm just hoping they've overcome adversity so far, so I think they'll do it again, but it frustrates me for the guys on the team.
Yeah. Well, it kind of my thing is I'm looking at the stats here, and so Kendrick Raphael's ran the ball 53 times Michael Allen ran it 53 times. So they literally both have the same number of rushing attempts. Raphael has 249 yards rushing. Michael Allen's 255 yards rushing. So Allen literally has 6 more yards overall carries than Raphael. And then when you look at the passing game wise, Kendrick has 7 targets, six catches for 60 yards. And then Michael Allen has 13 targets, 11 catches for 66 yards. So really, I'm sitting here saying that, and yards after contact, Kendrick Raphael's 2.85 yards after contact per attempt. Michael Allen's 3.32 yards per contact after attempt. So to me, I'm sitting here saying that, they're very, very close, very, very equal in terms of effectiveness this season. So I and especially too when Michael Allen went down, and I'd asked the question last week being like, is this Kendrick Raphael's backfield? And I was kind of more not understanding of the situation that Michael Allen got injured, but definitely after this week, even before the Michael Allen news, I was saying, man, Raphael, he's not blowing the doors off necessarily, but he's effective, and he especially a true freshman that's as effective as he is, and He's been able to stay healthy, knock on wood over here. I mean, the best ability is availability. So he's been available. He's played well. He's young. So do you ride the young hand and give him some opportunities? And now you're saying, well, yep, now we're going to.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job catching the ball out of the backfield. You know, he had a couple catches there. I want to throw this note up here real quick. This is an interesting sidebar. Dalton here with Anthony Carey decommitted today. There is a NC State tie there.
Which forgive information on Anthony. So he's the he was the commit to Michigan State, correct?
Correct. Yep. And he and Brandon Cleveland were teammates at Carrollwood Day High School in Tampa, Florida. So there is a little connection there. Don't know if that means anything. Maybe Michael, you can run over there tomorrow and talk to the kid and see if you can get him. Get him committed. You're right down the street.
Yeah, Michael. Come on, Michael.
Do your job. No.
But anyway.
So Lindsay, give us your thoughts here.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was weird, especially when there's not a redshirt opportunity here. I'm with Greg. I thought the wording of the tweet was weird. He said true sophomore. That made it seem like there was some kind of redshirt possibility, but there's not. So that leads me to wonder, is he not playing because he physically cannot after getting hurt? Is he trying to prevent further injury, or is it something personal? Getting in the way.
Go for a medical red shirt too. Is that possible? Maybe.
I was about to say he could.
I don't know.
I don't think you can
But how many games
for it?
Right.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see with that because he did play a good bit this season. So if
that'll be an NCAA decision.
Yeah,
I don't know all
so
the
late in the
of it.
season. I feel like it would be weird to get a medical red shirt, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I would think usually medical red shirt is if you've already used your regular red shirt and then you get hurt like early in the season and only played a couple games. But
I was just
go
ahead, Mike. Go ahead. No, I was just saying. I was just trying to think maybe why he used that exact wording. So.
Yeah, I know. I saw Miss Kathy made a comment about how like it would better without him. For me, I do think it's and she meant like we play better when he's not there. I get what she's saying. I mean, to me, I think it's a big loss because it's a depth piece there. And Michael Allen's a very talented athlete. His struggle is pass blocking, and I kind of went just real quick while we're talking, just kind of go look back at the pass blocking grades. Honestly, they're relatively similar. So Raphael is not necessarily that much better than Allen at pass blocking. They're very similar players right now.
Well, the one thing which I will correct you on though is that against Virginia Tech, he had an 80.6 pass block grade.
He did. It was his best pass blocking game. But like Allen, I look back, Allen on Miami was like the second or third highest pass blocking grade on the team a couple of games ago. So it was. I mean, the guys are, playing similarly now. Again, Raphael had a good pass blocking grade, the other day. But like I'm looking at Allen was fifth. I think maybe the Miami game was Allen's best pass blocking grade. I don't know how many times he was asked to pass block. I can look that real quick. But he had like a 70-something grade, a 72 grade. Okay, so he had one play. So that's the one play he did great on. But that was,
misleading.
Yeah, I'm going to check the Virginia Tech game to see how many snaps.
Right, and the one thing I'll add while you look that up is gotta keep in mind once again, y'all, that we didn't put Kevin Concepcion in the backfield as a running back just because.
Right.
Now I mean part of it was because we wanted to get him more touches, but partially too it's because we needed some more help in terms of running the ball more effectively. But go ahead, Macon, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting to me that Michael Allen is leaving now. I honestly think it is a loss for State. I mean, he could work in the offseason and get his pass blocking better. Him and Raphael could do it together. I wonder if he's not wanting to share the workload and he wants to be a feature guy. I wonder if it is maybe something in the background.
Taylor's coming in, so.
Yeah, but he's not necessarily a running back. Now, some people think he is going to be best suited as a running back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's no I don't know. I think maybe if you're Allen, you flashed last year, you come in this year, you bring in Raphael, and he's starting to kind of split snaps with you. And there's Mims there taking stuff away.
Mims is taking a lot.
Right. So maybe he wants to be more of a featured piece. I don't know. I do think it's a loss for State. And
well, at least in the short term, right? I think there is stuff coming.
I think it depends on who you're placing with.
But he has not played a lot. Michael has not played a ton, right? We said 5 games, right? So
yeah,
and
limited action in those games,
right?
Yeah.
What so I know DeMarcus Jones had gotten bumped from the depth chart. Is he back on the depth chart now with this news, or kind of?
I think he's hurt too.
You think he's hurt too? Yeah,
I can check real quick.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't. No, he hasn't dressed out in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
To me, to be honest with you, I don't want to say I'm hurt, but I'm like, I'm okay with not playing DeMarcus Jones. I don't mean to sound bad, but it's like we don't need 4 or 5 running backs or rotating through to play. Like we need like 2, maybe 3, in my opinion.
No,
I don't understand. I have not really understood the token like snaps to DeMarcus Jones. It felt like that, and there were random times I thought maybe it's just to relieve some of the other guys. But I mean, Raphael and Mims right now, are doing what they need to do. Yeah. I thought Allen could be that third guy. That's why I kind of look at it is okay. That's a loss for State.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is we always thought Mims was going to be the short yardage guy, right? And you're not seeing just short yardage. You're seeing him earlier on downs. Some of the play calls with Mims is kind of head scratching, like the stretch play that we ran a couple of times with him. He's not a stretch back runner. So, they've kind of set him up for failure on a few of those, but Mims, had a really nice run, had a really nice catch. And I thought like 2 of those plays, he was going to maybe score down in the red zone, but he just wasn't able to punch it in. But yeah, I'm with you. I think with the way we mix in KC in the backfield and those 2, I think that's a good solid rotation. And right now you're running a 4-game winning streak. I don't think you're going to change a whole lot.
Yeah. I think.
Go ahead, Lindsay. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Okay. I think more than anything, it's kind of like a morale loss too. OMG Weather says, I wish the rest of the guys didn't have to deal with the outside noise coming up on such a big game. And this is the same issue with MJ, right? Obviously, we lost something with MJ saying he's redshirting, but it was also a lot of noise, a lot of drama that kind of takes away from what the team is doing. Now, in MJ's case, it seems to have fired them up. It seems to have been a good thing. But again, you never want outside noise kind of distracting from the task at hand, which this week is beating UNC. So I think really keeping all that momentum that they had with MJ, saying, we don't need him. We can do this without him. It doesn't matter, is really important here. So I hope that they are able to do that and kind of ignore that noise. But I do think it's I wish he would have waited until after the Carolina game to announce. I wish he just wouldn't have played and talked about it on Twitter following the game.
Macon, I'll let you get the last point in here, and then we need to move on to.
Well, I think just to kind of put a bow on it, we got Jordan Poole. I know Droop75 had it on there. He's another guy I just need to mention, and he's not playing, like big offensive snaps, but he's another guy State's kind of shown on. He's been really important in the blocking game, so that's good for State. They'll be fine. Transfer portal, they can rebuild a team every year, and they'll find guys, so it's all good.
Well, and just the last piece too for me is that again you have UNC left, and then you have bowl games. So it's not like we're in the middle of the season and this is happening. This is this is towards the end of the season. So again, knock on wood, as long as Raphael can stay healthy and Mims can stay healthy, we should be fine. So anyway, y'all, let's jump on over some Tuffy's mailbag and answer some questions, y'all. Here we go. All righty. So our first question here from Tuffy's mailbag: has the 2023 season been Dorn's best coaching job yet in his NC State tenure? Mackenzie, give me your thoughts here first.
I'm kind of torn on this one because I think it's between this one and the bowl game that got canceled 2 years ago. I think that also could be argued as his best one in his tenure.
So
just
2021 season?
Yeah, 2021, right after COVID, just coming out of that. And then, very much could have definitely easily gotten that 10-win season. But the fact that we've overcome so much this season, our guys have so many injuries, different quarterbacks, basically everything. Like we have the talent, but we don't have the same amount of talent that we had in 21. Like all those upperclassmen and everything. Like right now, it's basically we have KC, who's a true freshman out here balling out. So that's one of our best guys. So I feel like we've overcome more this year. So that could be a reason it is. But out of talent wise, I feel like it could be argued that 2021 could be a toss up.
Michael, what you got here?
That's it. It's definitely up there. I think it's better than 2021 just because 2021 you had Leary the whole season, and he was solid. I think I'd say 2020 was a very good year too.
Wait, 21. Did we have Leary the whole season that year?
Yeah, that was the year.
Oh, I thought Bailey Hockman played in that year. No,
Hockman was 19 or 20, one of those two.
Yeah,
I think 2020 was also pretty good because that was Hockman started that year, and then Leary took over about halfway through, and that was the year we won 7 ACC games.
That was the true COVID year, wasn't it? 20.
Yeah. We were 8-4, but 7 of those wins were ACC wins. So
right,
I mean that was a pretty good job too. Yeah,
I think it's a really interesting discussion. To me, I think it's last year, like having to deal with the QBs like that. I mean, I get the wins and having you have the record. You had the season where you basically playing all ACC teams, and you have 7 of those. That's the first. There was some record he did where that was the first time that happened in a long time. The 10-win season or the 9/10 win season in 2021. That's a big one too. I just think it's so hard to win when you have 4 different quarterbacks. Like that you have to rotate so many different guys to come in from Leary to I can't remember the other guy's name from Charleston Southern. Chambers to Morris to Ben Finley, and you're still winning games. Like it would. That's just. I mean, particularly
that was the first time it ever been done.
Position, right? I view it as that. Now he didn't get the numbers, and like if he had gotten probably like say he got 9 wins and 1 more win. I think people would look at that in different light, but to me, that was so hard to get to 8 wins, and it was respectable, and like everybody was like, "Holy cow! Like this is really impressive what he's doing."
Yeah. And to kind of make my case here real quick, and Lindsay, I want to kind of hear your thoughts. Is that with 2023, with the fact that you had a quarterback that was struggling a ton to start, especially against Louisville. You sat him. You brought in you brought in a quarterback, and then he decides to sit. You also too get punched in the face by a down the road rival, 28-3, and going into a bye week, having to regroup, and then you go on to beat Clemson, Miami, Wake Forest, where NC State has a tough time winning at Wake Forest, Virginia Tech that we haven't won at since 2004, and that nationally a lot of teams have a tough time beating at. And now all of a sudden, when the over-under going into the season was 6.5 wins total per Vegas, you have a per FPI 53% chance of competing in a bowl game for your second ever program 10-win season. Like that's pretty phenomenal. But yeah, Lindsay, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the recent seasons have been close. I might want to stick with 2021 as well. I think we kind of have to see how this one ends up. But I think I could call this maybe the best comeback season, the most to overcome. Coming out of that Duke game and that bye week, the second half was a totally different team. I think if we split the season in half there, the second half might have been, Dave's best half season, and there has been a lot that he has had to overcome as a coach and work through with quarterback troubles and things like that. And I think that definitely needs to be taken into account here. So I think it's probably the best in terms of coming back from a place where people are like, oh, are we even going to make a bowl game? Are we mid? Like, we can only put 3 points against Duke, to a team that is thriving in the second half of this season. But I don't know that I would necessarily call it his best overall. I think I'm holding out on saying that until the season's over.
So real quick, just to kind of wrap this topic up, I'm assuming very much more than likely Mike Norvell or Jeff Brom from Louisville is going to be your ACC
I think
coach
it's
of the year. Yeah, I think that's pretty much a given. But I think, we all think, I would be surprised if Doran doesn't get a vote.
Oh, he'll get votes.
He'll get a vote.
Yeah. But
the only reason I don't think it's Norvell is because they were like a 9-10 win season last year. Right. If my memory serves. So they were already building to something this year.
He could get more votes after if they can win out this season and play good after Jordan Travis went down. I feel like he'll get some votes, honestly, because that's a big one.
He'll get votes, but I get what you're saying. I will say it's interesting. I can think back to, didn't Fuente win it at Virginia Tech his first year? or in his second year. I'm trying to think. There's some coaches who've not had great track records winning it their first year.
Yeah,
just kind of interesting thought. So
I mean, if anything, I because I didn't get a say in what year I thought Dave did his best job, but I think that would be 21, where Dave should have won Coach of the Year and he got snubbed by or is it 20? Whatever year that Notre Dame got it.
They gave everything to Notre Dame. Brian Kelly, the Defensive Player of the Year, when Peyton Wilson probably should have won it that year too.
Yeah. So my answer would have been 20. I thought he did some of his best work, especially with the roster shake, because it was kind of similar to this year. Plus, he won all those ACC games.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead. You final thought, Michael. Go for it.
That year, you were coming off a 4-8 season, so the expectations for the 2020 season were even low.
Yeah, good point. Thank you for backing my information up, Michael. I won.
Love it. All righty. Moving on to our next mailbag question. What's your favorite NC State UNC game you have attended?
Easy.
Easy.
My senior game 2 years ago, 21. That was the best game I've ever attended, honestly.
Easy. The comeback game.
With the Mecca being right in front of me. Oh my God, I loved it.
All right, so real quick. So of the six of us, and let us know in the chat who also too agrees 2021 UNC.
But you said attended. You said attended.
Yeah, I wasn't at that game either.
Okay. Well, so that's what I'm saying. I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Fair. Let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. Okay, so nobody else would say 2021 that if they attended that game.
I'm about to say Greg better
attended it, sure, right? But
I think I was there.
Here's my answer for what I attended. I think it was the 2014 season or 2015 season. 2015, I think it was, or no. Which was at
UNC?
It's at UNC, and
odd years are in state.
Jacoby went like 35-0.
2014.
And
with gosh, they called him
Marquise Williams.
Yeah, I love that because I was there at Carolina and we just ran right over them, and I was like in the corner of the stadium just cheering, and I had all the Carolina fans around me who didn't like that, so it was pretty cool. So.
Michael, go ahead. What 2018? What?
20 that was going to be mine. 2018 was that Reggie Gillespie?
Yeah, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he scored every point we made.
And then the fight in the end zone. That
wasn't a fight. Remember, it wasn't a fight.
Yeah, a fight didn't
matter. Yeah, 35-7 HS. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
35-7.
That one was in Chapel Hill too.
But it was basically 35-0 until the very end, where I gave him a garbage touchdown, and it was like, okay, now it's not a shutout.
Is that the 2018 game? That's the 2014 game. 2018 was the overtime game where Reggie scored 5 touchdowns. Yeah.
By the way, I saw Reggie a couple weeks ago here in High Point, and it's like, dude, you still thinking about that game? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, it's awesome.
Actually, my vote is it's actually interesting that nobody else has said this too. But I mean, last year's game, in my opinion, more because of the fact that
I didn't attend it.
Even more in the chat. I mean, even nobody's even said it too. But I mean, just winning a game at UNC at your rival is always, in my opinion, more satisfying than in your own house. No, okay.
Their rivalry game was 2 weeks ago.
And again, because I mean, like that game was long. It was probably a 5-hour game. Like it was a long game. It was a nail biter. And again, it was a game that we honestly had no business winning. Like there's no reason UNC should have let us win that game. And
but you forgot the best part.
And then Greg got on the field, baby, and waved that flag, man, and got told to get off the field by security.
I guess
how he didn't get arrested, I have no idea, but I love it. Go ahead and make it.
So I think the question is to your point, Leighton, like which game was better, the 2021 or 2022 game? Like that's an interesting conversation because the odds of winning the 2021 game were really low, and how that happened was just crazy. And then
we had no chance.
Yeah,
but then
the
going
best tweet was 99% by Leighton, like the ESPN 99% chance to win.
The onside kick, both those touchdowns. I mean,
right. But then like having Ben Finley, and I remember everybody before kickoff's like, oh no, we got Ben Finley. Like
we had that.
This game's over with, and I remember like freaking like I cannot believe we're winning the game. This dude is balling out right now. So Yeah, and one quick question. One note, David Jones. I think the Russell Wilson game in 2009 or 2010 was a 2-yard Hail Mary. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 yard. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 yards. I thought last year's like State controlled the game for the most part, and then kind of Carolina had that comeback at the very end, and then they got down to a field goal kicking contest, and that guy. I don't know if his face has been seen at Chapel Hill since, but actually, I think
Noah Burnett. I think he's still their
kicker. Yeah, he's still their
kicker. Yeah,
he's still their kicker. Thanks for ruining my joke, but
hey, just straight facts, homie.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you keeping me right. We don't need to be labeled by YouTube for misinformation. But no, last year was good though. I don't know. Like for me, like the last 3 that I like at Chapel Hill and the 5 touchdowns, they all are unique for various reasons, and I think that's what makes it so great when you start talking about these things, because there's always a common thread, right? You have the Russell Wilson Hail Mary, you had the Geo punt return, like each game has a label, if you will, and I think that's what makes it, that game will always be known as whatever happened in that instance, and so you have the Jacoby running rough shut game. It's just, I think it's kind of cool that they each kind of have a label.
Yeah, I was at the 2021 and the 2022 games, and I think there is something exciting about like winning at the other person's place. We saw it with Virginia Tech, but I don't know. I feel like nothing beats being able to like rush the field with your own fans after. So I'm going 2021. Like, I think that was more satisfying and memorable.
Yeah,
and
it was more improbable.
The 2022, like you said, we controlled most of the game. UNC came back towards the end, and there was a field goal kicking thing, and it was a nail biter. But like by the end, you were just kind of like, oh, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, we won, thank God. Let's get out of here. Whereas 2021, like, it was so exciting to be able to, again, chances of winning were low. It was so exciting to be able to rush the field with everybody and see like everyone at Carter be excited about it. And I love a home game. I love rushing the field anyway. So I know, Greg, your experience was a little more rough than mine, but I'm saying 2021.
I mean, it's memorable.
Plus that made it an undefeated home season. I mean, that was a huge deal too. So I feel like that just adds into how great that game was.
Yep.
Good point. All right, y'all. Our last mailbag question here is, so somebody asked, what are our top 5 favorite tailgate foods?
Greg's.
That's it. Greg, all of Greg's is amazing, no doubt about it.
Whatever Greg makes.
So what I'll do is so what we'll do in this case, just to kind of keep this one quick, because we have a lot of tweets of the week to get to. So each of us will name one that, and you can't repeat. So Lindsay, I'll give you the honors first.
All right, buffalo chicken dip for sure.
Oh, good choice.
All right, Kens, what you got?
I'm trying to think. Come back to me. I'm literally going through Greg's menus right now as we're talking.
All right, Megan, what you got?
Oh man, so when me and my wife do it, we go all out. We do like a ribeye steak and do all that kind of stuff, man. I'm gonna lie. But if it's a classic tailgate food, I mean, just a good burger, man. It's just good.
Yeah. Michael?
I'll go wings.
Okay. All right, Greg. Give us. It's. I know yours ain't gonna be like.
It's gonna be like some New England lobster tails with some fancy
with the balsamic au jus.
Yeah, he's gonna have some fancy name for it.
So you're not wrong, Macon. We do make some good lobster rolls.
Yeah, see, I like to see the menu
when BC comes to town. But my all-time favorite. It's definitely a meat, so I'm gonna go probably steak tips.
Okay, all right. Kens, what you got? Now you got one now.
Those sliders, Greg's sliders.
Sliders are good.
Top.
Yeah, those are easy to eat too.
Yes. Yeah. When you're when you're a little intoxicated, you can just grab like 4 or 5.
Side note, like
I think that's the key to a tailgate. You gotta have good finger food.
It's not a tailgate food. Yeah. It can be a tailgate food, but like to me, I know when a party is good when they have like meatballs. Like eat like that's just the thing for me. I'm like this is a good party already. Yeah.
Well, you must have already seen my menu because we're doing bacon wrapped smoked meatballs this week. So,
dude, I may I would be there if I could. Man, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
So before I give mine, a couple in the chat here. Got David Jones, wings, dirty rice. Michelle says Brunswick
stew is always solid, especially in the fall game. You need that Brunswick stew when it's a cold game or a chili.
Yeah. Hunter says wings, love country boil, pimento cheese sandwiches, boiled peanuts, and bacon wrap.
Dove.
Yeah, so I was all on board on this.
If you haven't tried the KFC nugs, you guys should. Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Go back to that one.
KFC
you know this is a
nugs.
Bojangles channel. Get out of here with those KFC nugs.
Right.
Oh man, I know it's Bojangles, but KFC's so good.
Yeah,
man.
I didn't know if we were
KFC
allowed
is
to pick
good.
Bojangles.
Guys, y'all are gonna hate me. Not only did I go to UNC, but my family was a KFC over Bojangles tailgate family growing up.
That math
pull up
checks
to
out.
Carter Finley with the KFC tailgate stuff.
That map definitely checks out. KFC is definitely a Carolina crowd.
Hey,
Bojangles
no.
is
I would
a
show up.
I'm not gonna lie, KFC's pretty good, man.
It is good. The coleslaw is so good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little
pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is that for me, I think KFC sides is good. Like their mac and cheese, their baked beans,
Chicken's good though, man.
The
Chicken's
coleslaw.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, all right. So my answer is Bojangles more because every single time my wife and I go to a concert at Walnut Creek, we always grab Bojangles on the way there. It's a tailgate and eat, man. It's just
that's a good tradition, right? I got a good little tradition like that.
Chicken Supremes with the honey mustard
but we're talking Supremes. We're talking Supremes though. Like that's its own game. It's not. You can't touch it. We're talking like the chicken. I get the Bojangles is crunchy and that's good. And trust me, I love good crunchy chicken like that. But like I don't know, there's something about KFC chicken I love too.
I mean, you can't mess with the Colonel's 13 original secret recipe spices, man. Like that's a whole different conversation.
Man, yeah, my mouth is watering just thinking of all this food right now. David's right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my wife just sent me a picture of our legs of lamb for this weekend, so that's pretty cool. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Somebody just tuning into this show right now is like, what did I just turn on?
Right?
Is this Food Network or Tuffy Talk? I don't even know.
Exactly.
No. But anyway though, y'all. So so either way, Cam, yes, make sure you gotta check out Greg's tailgate, man. He throws the one, if not the best tailgate in NC State, no doubt about it. All right, y'all, let's finally jump on over to some Tuffy's tweets of the week, y'all. Actually, you know what, before we do that, because this wasn't even a tweet of the week, because completely forgot to add in there, but gotta give a shout out real quick to first of all NC State wrestling, man, for absolutely dominating this weekend. By a score of NC State won 48-5 over Sacred Heart, and then they beat Binghamton 35-9, and there's one more.
They had Army last week.
Army 34-6, and again, this team's number 2 in the country, y'all. And again, with a crazy schedule coming to town, Cornell, Oklahoma State, you have UNC at home. Virginia Tech at home. Like it's an amazing home schedule, y'all. So if you haven't bought season tickets yet, make sure to go and do it, y'all. Do not miss out. Preacher Man coming in, Greg. You need a tailgate before wrestling matches.
I've seen some people out there tailgating. I might have to go hang out with them.
The wrestling parents throw one heck of a tailgate.
Yeah.
So
it's called Pops. What are they? I saw their.
Yeah, they have a sign.
Yeah, they have a little sign there. Yeah,
it's pretty clever. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. But anyway, y'all. But again, shout out to the wrestling team for absolutely dominating so far, y'all. Because they were not as a part of this. And also, too, Ice Pack are down 3-2 in the Governor's Cup game, so we need them to come back here in the third period, y'all. Can't let UNC start off with a win and go to Hell Carolina week. You can't do that.
No,
let's not do that.
It'll be the only win we get though. So if they do win,
ooh, I like it. All right, y'all. So with that being said, let's jump on over some Tuffy's tweets of the week, y'all. Here we go. All righty. First and foremost, y'all, love this tweet right here. Got to give a huge shout out at Dave Hale Joint tweeting out that Power 5 teams to have won. It's a list of Power 5 teams to have won 8+ games in each of the last 4 seasons. Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, and wait for it, NC State. And I mean, I saw this and I was like, I mean, just send this to every single Dave Doran hater out there, man. Like that's That's elite company right there, y'all. I mean, like this isn't like all right, teams to score between 30 and 35 points while having a turnover margin between 8 or 9, like, you know, basically like finding a way to make it like an elite list. Like this is like, it's simple. Power 5 teams to win at least 8 games in at least the last 4 seasons. Very simple. And there's 4 teams, and it's Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, and NC State. Like that's, and it's the only time in program history we've ever had 4 seasons with at least 8 wins in every single season. So I mean, that's phenomenal stuff right there. And that to me is the, like, that is the all the evidence you need to show that this program has grown. This program has grown. It has stayed consistent over the last 4 years. And I think honestly, I'm not saying this is the floor every single year, but I think over, you know, a given period of time of 2 or 3 seasons, 8-9 wins, I think is a safe floor moving forward, at least from everything I've seen. So, Greg, give me your thoughts on that tweet, man. I mean, beautiful stuff in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. I despise our fan base sometimes when they go, well, you know, we play against a soft schedule and like all the stupid detractors. And look, you can say what you want, but the proof is in the pudding when you win 8 games in the last 4 years, right? Like we schedule about as well as other ACC teams on par. And we still go out and you still have to go play an ACC schedule. And you know, even if you win 3 games and you're out of conference, or if you win all 4, you still got to go win another 4 to 5 games in ACC play. And it takes a good, strong program to be able to do that in a good culture. And I think that's what Coach Doran has done and built. And you know, like we kind of said earlier, other than the COVID year, you know, this has been a strong program over the last 4 or 5 years, maybe even 6, where, you know, we're right around that 7-8 win. And he just goes out and just gets wins, man. That's all he does is get wins. And I don't care who they're against.
Quick update. Ice Pack scored, so let's go. 3-3 tied game, y'all. All righty. But yeah, Kens, give me your thoughts. You know, again, I think with Doran, another thing too, which is so underrated, is he always has, I think, a phenomenal coaching staff around him. Like, you know, I think that it's an unbelievable thing to go into pretty much every single season knowing like you have great coaches that can develop, but also they can also recruit well too. Like, you know, I think it's really the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like we have a coaching staff that is amazing through the recruiting process, but not even like we don't even have to get 5-star, 4-star, 5-stars in all the time. It's the production that our coaches give out. Like they build them on and off the field. Like the guys that you hear after every game, like Jalen Scott was this past week's, he's saying Dave just doesn't coach them on the field. He's turned him into a man off the field. So it's like our coaching staff is built different in the way that they, one, produce a crap ton of NFL talent, but also produce some great men in the process of that as well. And there's not a lot of coaching staffs out there that can do that. And definitely not a lot that can do that with not as many 4 or 5 stars.
Well, and again, the culture to me is just still absolutely unmatched. And again, y'all, like this is a guy that gets us, man. And I mean, and builds leaders, man. Like, I mean, I'm sitting here saying, would Peyton Wilson have been what Peyton Wilson is right now if he had stayed at UNC? I'm not so sure. You know, I truly do believe that Tony Gibson and Doran have really built him, you know, on the foundation he already had in terms of his athletic ability and skill level. So that's kind of my thing too. Lindsay, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think we need to give credit where credit is due. Obviously, a lot of this is Doran, and is that team culture. But I thought this was just a really interesting stat. Obviously, State's company here is number 1 Georgia, who are back-to-back national champions, number 8 Alabama, and number 17 Notre Dame, who, by the way, are also 8-3. And Greg saying people say, oh, we play a soft schedule, whatever. We had another tweet in here saying State was ranked as having the 26th strength of record by ESPN this season. And, you know, we're 8-3 going into that final home game, but remain unranked in the AP poll. We're 24th in coaches. But it kind of makes me wonder what's stopping State from being a football dynasty, from being a Georgia, a Bama, a Notre Dame. Like why is the money, the recruits and stuff not coming to a big degree. Like, what do y'all think we need to do to be in the same kind of league as Georgia, Bama, Notre Dame? It's never going to happen.
I mean, to me, it starts with championships, right? I mean, that's the difference. And at some point, state's going to have to win them. I hear what you're saying. Those are all great. Those are all big, important things. But that's the difference between all of those other teams. All the teams have won championships recently. State has not, and they need to find a way to do that. I think if they do that, you kind of break through another glass ceiling right there, and you start earning that respect you deserve, I think, more and more.
I totally agree, but it's hard to win a championship when you're like getting snubbed by AP poll. Like last week, we said State was like the only team with a 7-3 record or better to not be in the AP poll. Now they're 8-3 and still not in, which is kind of interesting. I think extending college football playoffs to 12 teams is going to be huge in allowing teams to kind of break through and break that glass ceiling, teams that otherwise have not been, decade-long football dynasties. But it's hard for State if they're not getting those AP poll votes, which I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put stock in the AP poll. Sorry, Kins. I don't want to take your thunder. It's really the only poll that matters now is the CFP poll. The coaches poll and the AP poll mean nothing. It's all about that CFP poll. But I get what you're saying. Here's the thing with the AP poll. It's a lot of uninformed writers or writers with biasness. Yeah. I've seen we have this one knucklehead up in our place that last year kept ranking Carolina. I haven't followed him this year, but he was ranking them like way too high after crappy losses. And we saw it this year. Yeah. Well, like the guy in Fresno, he had them ranked like number 15 in the country after their losses to Georgia Tech and Virginia. So I don't put a lot of stock in the AP. The coach, if I have to put one that's not the CFP, it would definitely be the coaches. But even that has its flaws because a lot of the times the coaches have someone on their staff doing all their ballots for them. So anyway,
I'm just gonna, being a State fan, I'm perfectly fine with not being ranked because it seems like every time we are ranked, it just seems like, I don't know if we get cocky, I don't know what it is, but like in any like basketball and football, once we get ranked, it's like that next game we're like, what happened to our team?
Yeah,
like, where'd they go?
Some of it is I think you listen, maybe just get your head a little bit, but I think some of it is like you have your mindset is shifted from being the hunter to being the hunted. Yeah. And you get that little number next to your name. Those teams are hunting after you. You're the team that they're the NC State, so to speak. You're the whatever. So they're trying to come after you. And so I don't know. I'm okay with that. We need to be comfortable with that, right? They need to figure that out.
Yeah. I think we play better when we're disrespected, if I'm being completely honest. I think that our guys have been disrespected a lot more because it's like, hey, like, we know what we can do and we're going to go out there and show them if they don't believe in us. I mean, that just puts a little bit more like kick in their step, in my opinion.
And he's right. I think everybody does. Everybody does. I mean, there was clips from after Georgia won the national championship last year. There were clips of their players saying like, nobody believed in us. Y'all said we were going to go 7.
I know. I was like, give me a break.
No one said Georgia was going to go 7. That's how good of a motivator. Made up.
Yeah. Nobody believes in Georgia. Right. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So every team, every coach should and probably does find every, motivation tactic they can.
Well, and here, let me add, one thought for Lindsay's question of what's kind of holding us back from being, the Georgia, Alabama, you name it. Go ahead.
Answer that too. No, you go.
Okay. And so we'll get Michael's answer, and then we'll move on here to our next tweet. But one of the things I think is a difference maker is when you think about Georgia, Bama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Michigan. One thing is that I think is a common theme is that when you look at fans nationally who are college football fans, if I wake up one day and I say, and I'm not if I've never been a fan of college football, but then all of a sudden I say, all right, I'm going to be a fan of a college football team. And I don't have somebody like right next to me. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, which teams am I going to cheer for? Well, I'll cheer for Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. I mean, just because they're big names, they win very often, and and you can find their jerseys almost anywhere. Like, it's easy to be a fan of one of those big guys when you have no ties to them whatsoever. I mean, I'm sure Ohio State, I think, has one of the largest.
So you're saying most Carolina fans?
Yeah, it's like a bandwagon fan, easy to have. Like,
I mean, but the difference, I said wins all the time. That's the difference, Greg. So anyway, but so I think that's my thing is like, okay, like there's not going to be a person that is a State fan that doesn't have some kind of tie to NC State, whether it's their family grew up watching it, they went to State, they live in Raleigh, like that's how you be. And so I think that because one of the ways you get more money is you have more fans, and to have more fans, you have to have more pull. And just, again, you're not going to get the pull besides outside of ties than by being, in State. But Michael, go ahead and give your answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll ever be on the Alabama Georgia level. We don't have the tradition and history behind that.
We're on our own level. That's fine.
But I think when you talk about what's holding us back from winning just ACC championships, I really think it's the only thing it's missing is just a little bit of luck on our side. I mean, to be honest, you gotta get lucky with the schedule. You gotta get lucky with who you play.
Louisville's the perfect example, right, Michael? This year,
yeah.
I mean, they're not playing Clemson, Carolina, or Florida State.
Yeah, the Wake in 2021, they won the division, and they lost to Clemson and still won the division
because we beat
Clemson for them. So it's like, yeah, I think it's really you have to get lucky sometimes.
Yeah, everything, all the dominoes have to fall into place for you, right? You can't get injuries, you can't, like you said, schedules. When you play them in the year, right? Because you could play a team where it's coming off, they're injured, right? Maybe their start quarterback isn't available when you play
Florida
them.
State, Louisville may win an ACC championship because Jordan Travis broke his leg against Northern Alabama.
Yep. Which, by the way, why are you even playing? Anyway, that's another.
I know that's so random. But even talking about when you play teams, I think if we played Louisville again now at this point in the season, I would be way more confident that. That could have been a win. We lost by 3 to Louisville, only allowed 13 points.
Right.
And so I think a lot of it does come down to timing and luck and everything working out. And I hope it does for State one of these seasons.
Heck, if we played Notre Dame after our bye week, I feel like we could have beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have one loss right now, and that would be Duke. And I still think we could have beat Duke if we played them after our bye week. It was just
timing. Yeah, like I said, Notre Dame is 8-3 too. Like they're number 17. In AP, let's see what they are in coaches. Regardless, I think that could have been a win in different circumstances.
But we just threw the quote up there from Vincent. Money in the schools are huge. So money is everything. Like you can build new facilities because let's be real, these kids love shiny new toys, right? They like to see like South Carolina has South Carolina has a recording studio. These guys have barber shops. They've got
movie courses.
Yeah, batting cages, whatever it is, right?
Movie theater in their facility.
Yeah, that's probably why they're playing so great right now. I mean, geez.
Right. It doesn't always equate to success, but it doesn't hurt, right?
That's what an 18-year-old likes to see. They're like, oh, look, when I'm done with practice, I can go play putt.
But like the recording studio is like, what? It's not even a sport. So
I get it. I get it.
I know.
But the other thing I'm gonna say about money, to Vincent's point, is when these Alabamas, these Michigans, these Ohio States, Texases, they can go out and hire analysts and all these other off-field people to where you can take some of the pressure off of your coaching staff and you can delegate more. So it's all relevant.
Yeah, agreed. All right, y'all, let's move on to our next tweet of the week here. Got to give a shout out to our guy, man, Brandon Armstrong, winning Kobe's ACC quarterback of the week. His statistics over the last 2 games he's had 70% completion, 7.3 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns passing, no interceptions, 3 rushing touchdowns, 29 rushes for 219 yards, 7.5 yards per carry, 5 explosive runs, and 19% explosive rate in passing game. And I mean, he's been absolutely phenomenal over these last few games versus Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. Go ahead.
Well, his rushing number should be 240 yards because he took negative 21 on the last 2 drives.
Yeah.
So that's really not even a fair assessment.
True.
But yeah, he's just been awesome. I mean, it's really good to see that his final taste in his mouth is going to be a positive one, right? Because it could have, he could have end up being benched, and that's probably not the way he wanted to go out. And I'm sure. This will be a nice final chapter to his college career.
Wasn't that his first win at Virginia Tech as well?
Yeah, we had so many first wins. We had Coach Dorn's first win there, Brendan Armstrong, Coach Anai, and Coach 2J.
And that definitely like hits different for Brennan too. I mean, you've been playing there multiple times at Virginia, so it's like a different type of win for him. So I'm glad he got to ball out against them.
Yeah.
And especially too, like when you look at PFF, he had the third highest rating behind, no shocker, Kev Excepcion first and Trent Pennick second. Again, like it's. I mean, it really did honestly bring a tear to my eye, man. Seeing this guy play so well, man. Like this guy's been through so much. I know Doran could not stop talking about how phenomenal of a person, of a leader, of a teammate, of a like this guy is, and how much he brings to this team. Like, I still think about people saying like, why did we bring Brennan in, man? Like why? And honestly, I think that there couldn't have been a better quarterback to fit our offense right now than Brennan, because of the fact that, I mean, you couldn't have a pocket passer guy, that, run this offense and be effective. Like, you have to have a guy that's willing to run the ball, that's willing to just take the easy stuff. Like, pass off to a running back, it's fine, run the ball, like whatever it takes, get the job done. And I mean, when you watch every single touchdown drive against Virginia Tech, it was effective, it was smooth, it was like, it was gorgeous. And gotta give a shout out to Anai too, but Brandon Armstrong, first and foremost, man, hats off to you, salute to you, man.
I'm ready for him to ball out.
We appreciate you, man.
No, seriously, he's been phenomenal, and hey, he has a perfect opportunity. I think in my eyes, he's already built a strong foundation on his legacy at NC State with a win at Wake Forest and win at Virginia Tech, beating if he could pull off this win over Drake May and in Carter Finley, man, dude, that'd be a tough
that would be
to
really
beat.
sweet.
That'd be a storybook ending.
I think it's sweet for him after the season he's gone through to just kind of like be like, I can hang my hat on this. Like not the UNC win, but like how this year went. It was, again, poetic for him. That would be cool. And UNC's a best running back in the ACC, best quarterback in the ACC, in my opinion. At times, it's not played. He's had moments, but it's gonna be tough. If he can outduel Drake May, and he doesn't. The thing is, he doesn't necessarily need to outduel him. He just needs to do his job, right? Do his job. And I would love to see it happen, obviously, but I think he's got a good chance to do it.
I feel like too with that, like not even just, I mean, to get 2 games he's in, it's been away games. Like this is his first time back at home. And I feel like that's going to put a lot of fire in him as well. It's like, look, like the last time I played at home, we lost. Like the last time I was a starter. So I feel like he's definitely going to try to have that storybook ending on his senior night as well. So I'm excited to see what he does against them.
Yeah. And I just say, don't let it get twisted that, he hates Virginia Tech, but he hates Carolina just as much, because UVA and Carolina is a big rivalry. So, that he'll be extra amped up for that. I'm ready.
All righty. So moving on to our other huge news over the weekend here. We have one other big piece of news, but this is got to be the next one we mention here. Now, your 3-time national champion winners in cross country.
That's the biggest news of the weekend, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I mean, no doubt about it. 3-time national champions, which, again,
in a
correct
row.
me if I'm wrong. In a row. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but besides these 3, NC State's only ever won 2 national titles in the entire athletic program, right?
Team ones, yes.
Team national titles, correct. Yeah. And now in the last 3 years, cross country has over doubled the amount of team national championships we have, like, already in it. And so again, just huge shout out to this coaching staff and these girls, man. They've been absolutely phenomenal. And I remember somebody tweeted, said, now every single cross country runner in the whole country knows that the pack runs through Raleigh. Like this is like, if you want to be like the top cross country and be on the top team, it's NC State. Like right now we are the Alabama of football, like, in cross country. Like we are that in the cross country world right now.
But to your earlier conversation, this is how you become those programs, right? You got to go out and win and be consistent at it.
For sure.
And then once you're consistent, like you said, your name gets out there and people want to be associated with those types of programs.
Absolutely. Yeah. And go ahead, Michael.
I want to mention the women's team were down their second best runner. Tui ran, I think she finished 5th, but the number 2 runner she was out with an injury. So, I mean, it was even more impressive to get that.
Yeah, the way they came back too at the end, right? Because it was like, nope, yeah, nope, and then I was.
That's exactly how I was watching it.
Yeah, I was watching it at the tailgate in Virginia Tech, and I was running back and forth between grilling and the TV. I'm like, okay, what's happening? They ran much faster than I did from the grill to the TV. So.
Yeah, but again, y'all, and I think it's just another, jewel, in the crown, or jewel in the Avengers, arm bracelet for Caitlin Tuohy, adding to her resume of being the greatest student athlete to ever put on the red and whites, and by far now the most accomplished student athlete to ever wear the red and white, no doubt about it. So again, y'all, just got to give a huge shout out to his coaching staff, to Caitlin Tuohy, to all these girls, man, for absolutely balling out.
And I think Caitlin can technically come back for one more year.
She can. That's the craziest part. She still has one more year eligibility.
Yeah, if she wants to. Yeah.
Which I mean, again, like seeing her emotion, with Laura Haynes after she saw they won the national title. I mean, there's no doubt she loves this team. She loves this university. And again, y'all, unfortunately, today's day and age where, loyalty is such a rare word. There's no doubt that even somebody as amazing as Caitlin Tuohy, she loves NC State, and it's awesome to see that. So hopefully she can come back and help us win a fourth one. That'd be phenomenal. So we'd love to see it. And just again, even add more to that resume. Be like, okay, yes, Caitlin, we get it. Yes, you're the greatest of all time. We got it. There's no doubt about it.
Hopefully she's already submitted her ring size for Jostens for her Hall of Fame ring too, for the NC State
definitely
Hall of Fame. So
I don't know how first ballot works, but
I don't know.
Like the years after she graduates, like Tom Brady level, like go ahead and put her in. There's no doubt about it.
That. She did have a fever.
This is interesting. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. So per Infinite Hate, she had Caitlin Tuohy actually had a fever of 102 during the race. That's
so amazing. She had 102 fever and she still finishes 5th.
Okay, I'm serious. I'm serious, Greg. I need to get some shoes signed by her, man.
We need to do it. We need to figure this out.
I'm telling y'all, man, it's phenomenal. And again, go back to Carson National Championship State University. I love that.
Period.
I like it.
I love it. And then other piece of news as well, with the women's basketball, squeaking one of finally through against Rhode Island. Now they are all the way up back into the top 10, where this program, in my opinion, 100% belongs. And now they're going out to the Bahamas to play a few games there.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands. Sorry. Again, it's honestly exciting to me. Like thinking back to this time, well, not maybe this time last year, but 9 months ago, thinking, man, like what is going on with our program? And then here we are, undefeated with a win against number 2 UConn, and a comeback win against Rhode Island. Like I would have preferred obviously take care of Rhode Island, but I honestly told myself, like, it's actually kind of a good thing that we faced a little bit of adversity. Like get punched in the mouth and let's fight through it and let's find a way to win. And we did. And so it was good to see it. Yeah. And Carson here, women's basketball was unranked 8 days ago. Like that's
insane.
Yeah. It was a little rough. I was listening to the game, and then we stopped and got lunch on the way home from the Blacksburg trip, and we ended up staying longer at the restaurant to finish watching the fourth quarter because it got real interesting. And we do need to figure out the inside that the Rhode Island's big. She hurt us yesterday, and then we just really hurt ourselves with the turnovers, and we didn't shoot the ball well. Freshmen were looking a little bit like freshmen yesterday, but that was a team that probably last year sulks and finds a way to lose that game rather than win that game. And so, like we said earlier, good adversity, good test there, and we got a big one this week with Colorado. We got a couple of big ones, but Colorado is no joke. I didn't look at the polls to see where they're currently at, but I'm assuming they'll probably be top 15.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption too. So with that being said, y'all, I wanted to make sure we touched on both those and see where we're on time, but we have just enough time to fit in one more tweet of the week, y'all. And it's a guy we've talked about plenty of times, and we're going to talk about him again because he rightfully deserves it. And that is our guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Concepcion, man. He ran for a touchdown. He caught a touchdown. He threw a touchdown. And BP Cox quote tweet and said, "There are confirmed rumors that KC also drove the bus back to Raleigh as well following the win."
I said that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And now he has a freshman program
like
record for touchdown catches and receptions. And it kind of brings me back. I mean, first of all, I know we'll just kind of just take it one season and one game at a time here. And just enjoy the amazingness we're seeing in Kev Concepcion right now. But I said a while back that this guy is at a insane rate right now. Like, we were talking about, where is his ceiling all time? I say, sky's the limit, man. Like, this dude's having an unreal freshman season, man. And in my opinion, he is bought in. He from everything I've seen, he loves his program. Everything I've heard, he wants to stay here. And in my opinion, he can leave here easily, no doubt about it. As one of the greatest to ever put on the red and white in a wide receiver position.
It's time to back up the Brinks truck to his house.
Right.
Oh yes, whatever it takes.
End up as ACC Rookie of the Year. He's been
Not
wrong.
even close.
Not even. I don't see who could.
No,
beat him out.
Fletcher, maybe Mark Fletcher from Miami. He's got some solid numbers, but not.
He didn't start until like game 4 or 5.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead, Kens.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I know you've been trying to get in. So sorry.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I just think he's
cool.
beast. I'll add that in there.
Yeah. I think at this point, I don't know who would win ACC Rookie of the Year other than him. I think he's kind of running away with it at this point. I think he's a rookie first team All-American at this point. I don't think it's even close there either. Last player to do that at NC State was Akeem Ekwonu. At least not rookie of the year, but first rookie All-American.
He turned out pretty good.
Yeah, turned pretty good. First offensive player taken in the draft 2 years ago, right? So,
God bless.
I think it's just crazy to me. Like, was he a 4-star on any of those sites? Maybe one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could possibly was.
But
my 3-star.
You just never know with these guys, man. You just never know who's going to just blow up or who's going to be a bust. You just don't. And the guy is literally, they've had the grab on TV. He's literally has some stats where he's first or second in the nation at the FBS level, or all receivers in like 3 different categories. I can't remember what it was. It was like touchdowns or receiving yards or attempts. I can't remember, receptions or something like that. It was something crazy. It was like, NIL money is a big deal for us. If you guys need to make, figure out Savage Wolves or Pack of Wolves, those are really good things. But, guys like him, Alabama's, Ohio State, Georgia's, the world are going to come calling and see what they can do. But like you said earlier, he wants to stay here. I just think, man, what a gem, what a fine Dave Doran and them had with Concepcion. They could have gone, and the crazy part is they've only taken 1 receiver in 2 years, and it was KC. Well, if you're going to take one, you struck gold.
Pretty good one,
yeah. Everybody's complaining. It's like, well, he's been pretty good. So.
Yeah.
I at Wake Forest after the game, I talked to his mom out in the parking lot.
Of course you did. Everybody, Greg. No one is surprised.
Greg talked to him too.
That's not the point of the story.
Greg talked to him.
You know his social too, Greg. You know everything about him.
Yeah, we'll talk offline. So I was just telling her, like, hey, we appreciate your son and everything he's doing for the university. She goes, thank you very much. Typical, mom. And she's like, but I have to remind him every day, like, keep his head not so big. She said, you got to keep him grounded. And so Mama Bear is taking care of her cub in that regard. But just a really nice guy. I see all the pictures of him taking pictures with kids and throwing wristbands up there, and just
literally the staff had to pull him off the field, being like, "You can't take any more pictures. You got to go."
So I say all that is, he's more than just a football player, right? Like, he's just, seems like a really good dude, and we're lucky to have him, and hopefully he'll be here as long as we will allow it.
And Preacher Man bringing up the point, his brother Arion Concepcion is also getting recruited by State, and he's pretty solid too. So excited to see what the 2 Concepcion brothers could do on the field. That'd be pretty awesome. And also to Infinite Hate bringing up the point, I heard that they wanted Kevin Concepcion more. They even want to know Rogers. And I mean, we've said, I mean, we've had Ryan Williams on from Inside Pack Sports, and he said that when he went to all the North Carolina camps, that there was one guy that stood out to him, even above Rogers, Taylor, you name it. That was Kevin Concepcion. Kevin Concepcion was by far the most dominant guy there at camp. So it's not a shocker, at least in their eyes, and it's crazy to see from our eyes. And the last thing which I'll say, to Rodney's comment here about hopefully Concepcion will not enter the portal.
No.
I just have to remind everybody once again that no matter what your thoughts are, NIL, whether players should get paid or shouldn't get paid, whatever it may be, at the end of the day, it's the name of the game now. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Alabama, just like you said, Georgia, whoever is going to come calling, they're going to offer money, and we have to play the game. Like, if we want to keep guys like KC, like, as much as he loves NC State, if he has a school again offering him $500,000, $750,000, even $1 million, maybe, I don't know what the market's like these days, like that kind of money, like, okay, there comes a point where everybody has, hey, the $1 million man said it best. Everybody has a price. Like,
it's no longer about education. It's a business at this point.
It's a business now. So I cannot say enough between Savage Wolves, Pack of Wolves, go get involved, y'all. Not saying that donate the house, but if you have someone you can donate, please
they'll tell you right up, you can donate $5. It adds
whatever
up
it takes.
Like, if I think they did say, I mean, I don't know the number, but it's kind of like a whole, if every state fan just gave like $5, it would be like a few thousands of dollars.
Yeah, well, I came up with it on our podcast earlier this year. I said if everyone at an NC State football game, $10 at the game, that's $500,000 a game that you could raise.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, some people, I guess it could be, but it's just like,
I think
it doesn't have to be this mountain of
all the kids that are there. They gotta give $10.
Sure.
Even yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, they got teeth that are falling out.
Yeah, tooth fairy money.
Use that tooth fairy money.
You have a gold tooth in there, Greg. We could donate for charity.
Man, I'm already giving enough money, brother.
You've already given enough body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to broke my leg, I could have given more to NIL.
Greg's going to shave his beard and donate to Locks for Love.
Hey, dude, hold on a second.
If someone does it, if we raise enough money, I'll do it. I don't care.
I was gonna say, I really do think we need to get in touch with Tom Lavolsi dude, I would pay money. I pay good money to see Greg without a beard, man. That would be.
I'll do it.
Like,
Your wife
would
kill you, Greg.
This university. I don't care.
Kristen would kill you.
Get over it.
Kill you.
It grows back.
I love it. All righty, y'all. So with that being said, we have hit the point, y'all, where we need to pick a winner, y'all. So first of all, thank you all so much again for tuning in. But now we have finally hit the point where we are ready to pick a winner, y'all. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So just as a reminder, once again, y'all, we did a Jimmy V Foundation fundraiser where all you had to do was donate at least $10 to enter. And for every $10 you donated, you received one entry. So if you donated $100, then you receive 10 entries, meaning you're 10 times more likely to win than somebody who only donated $10, etc. And the winner gets 2 tickets and a parking pass to the UNC game this Saturday night. They also will have an opportunity, if they wish, to come and join us at the Tuffy Talk crew and get food and drink on us. And then also will get an invitation to come on the Tuffy Talk live show in the near future to discuss NC State athletics with us, y'all. So it's a humongous prize. And once again, we actually raised $770, y'all. I actually did the recalculations. $770 towards the GDP Foundation. Awesome. So thank you to everybody. Yeah. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. I think the first year we did this, it was like $100. Our goal was like $100, and we barely hit that. So it's really good.
Well, like we just hit $2,000 that we've raised over the last 3 years.
Next year we raise 1,000, and we'll figure out how to make it happen.
That's right. So that being said, y'all, so I have everybody here on the wheel, y'all. So what we're gonna do to make sure that it is completely random is so I'm actually gonna spend it 2 times. So that way it's not like right now it's sitting on Amanda Woolard. So Amanda's not thinking, oh man, I'm not going to win.
Oh, that
I'm
would
sitting
suck.
on me right now.
That would suck.
That's what I'm saying.
Be like, what? Stop it on the first one.
Yeah, exactly. So just to make it a little bit more intense, I just want to spin it twice as well. So again, y'all,
don't show that.
Whoever's the first person, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That would hurt.
We're gonna do it, y'all. We're gonna do it.
Right? The way rules are rules, and it's our show. We get to do what we want.
That's right.
Everybody look away.
Oh,
so first spin, y'all. First spin. But this is not the winner.
I feel like we need.
They're gonna be so mad.
This is not the winner.
This is not the winner.
Oh, I'd be livid.
we need some good.
I'd be so
slowing down.
We need some music.
I know. Okay,
is this still the first spin?
It's still the first spin. I know, right? I know.
This wheel is wheeling.
I feel like one would have been enough.
I know. Well, if I'd have known that
this is the winner.
No way. I was like, oh, is she gonna win anyway?
We're sticking to it.
All right, so that was the first spin.
Deanna barefoot.
Oh man, sorry.
Nope.
This is a terrible idea, Layton.
We're doing it a second time.
I think
this is the winner.
The confetti was crazy.
We clearly stated the rules.
Yep.
Is the music coming through?
No, because I don't know how loud it is. I didn't necessarily want to, and because all you're hearing right now, that's all you're hearing right now. Is
kind of play some music in the background.
All right, so this is the winner for everybody.
This is the winner. Right here.
3 more times after this.
We're doing 3.
I hope it's the same person.
Is it really?
The wheel don't fly.
It was meant to be.
Oh, that was awesome.
See, I knew
Hold on.
it.
Best idea ever, Leighton, to spin it twice.
Great idea.
I said that was a bad idea. It was an idiot. This is a great idea. Greg, I don't know why you would not like this idea. I never doubted it. So,
Lindsay, right after we get off this, I need you to clip this. I need us to put this video out there. That was phenomenal. That was 99.9%. That was 2021 99.9% right there. Like the likelihood of her getting picked twice. That is absolutely
man.
Yeah, y'all will see this on Instagram tomorrow.
Hey, Deanna Barefoot, congrats on your win, and go get some lottery tickets while you're at it, because you are on a hotter. You're on a streak.
OMG weather says do it a third time just to see what happens.
Actually,
you should
heater, right?
just to make sure it's not a fluke.
She went through so many emotions.
Do it privately, Lane, so nobody can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis and best out of 5.
I mean, if she were to get it again, I'm like that wheel is rigged. Like I would call it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you might want to check it to make sure it's not 3 out of 3. Okay,
I think Leighton rolls with loaded dice, man. Like that thing was loaded.
Well, yeah, that was.
I think Michael Tracy's alias
crazy.
is Deanna Barefoot.
Gosh,
I think it's
so
actually
cool.
Michael who won.
Because Michael looked really excited when then she won.
Yeah, Michael's like, yes. I mean, yeah, congrats.
That was so
pretty excited
cool.
for her too.
I love that. All righty, y'all. So that being said, I think that we'll end it right there beautifully, because that was absolutely epic. Yeah, there's nothing we're going to talk about that's going to beat that, y'all. So first of all, Deanna, congratulations. Thank you so much. And then yes, Miss Blackwater, don't worry, Deanna won anyway. So
I love how she probably got off right after that.
I know. But anyway, y'all. So first and foremost, y'all. So again, we're going to be at the UNC game. We'll have Tuffy Talk. We'll have some Tuffy Talk hats there. We have also some Tuffy Talk buttons as well, if you want buttons. And we also have stickers even as well, y'all. So make sure, again, when we put out the tweet of our location, make sure to come stop on by and come say hey. And then if you want, again, some stickers and some buttons, we got them, y'all. And they'll be absolutely free to use. So anyway, y'all, and then for us, make sure, again, if you haven't already, please do us a big favor, hit that subscribe button. As again, we are only 6 subscribers away from 8,500 subscribers, which would be awesome. So help us please achieve that goal. If you enjoyed this conversation, if you're excited for Deanna, hit that like button, y'all. And then also to y'all, any questions, thoughts, comments, make sure to put them in the comment section, and we will answer all of them as well. And we have an exciting UNC preview coming up this week, which we're actually recording right after this live stream. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And also, if you haven't checked out our interviews with Lisa Cunane, make sure to go and check those out as well. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate all your support. It's been a phenomenal season so far. Let's finish this one out with a bang. Go to hell, Carolina. Go Pack. Let's win it, baby. Here we go.